In just a few weeks, Disney will be releasing their 60th animated film, Encanto. So to prep, I've been watching all the animated Disney films for the past couple of months and ranking them by era. Today, I'm ranking all 10 movies in the Disney Renaissance era from worst to best. Coming in at last place at number 10 is Rescuers Down Under. If you're going to spend the money to make a sequel to any Disney movie and put it in theaters, why The Rescuers? A film where the original Rescuers wasn't even that good in the first place. Out of all the Disney movies they could have chosen, they chose one that was just kind of okay. And honestly, this just feels like a gender-swapped version of the first one, with the same story beats. But I will say, the villain is better than the first movie. Because the first movie's villain, she was just really greedy, but this guy is murderous. He's scary. So the villain's really strong, but I just wish the plot in this had been a little bit stronger. Number 9, Pocahontas. I just never really got into this movie. I just don't find it all that interesting. And apart from Colors of the Wind, the songs really aren't that great or memorable, and the villain is pretty generic, though he is well acted. But out of all these movies on this list, this isn't really going to be my go-to movie from this era. Number 8, Beauty and the Beast. The animation in this movie is gorgeous, and is some of the best that Disney's ever done. But the plot has a ton of issues. Why does the witch curse an 11-year-old boy for obeying stranger danger rules? Why were the servants cursed, even though they did nothing? The songs in this film are great, though I don't agree with its Stockholm Syndrome glorification. Number 7, The Little Mermaid. The plot of this film is pretty simple compared to some of the higher ones on this list, but it has great songs, fun characters, and though it isn't my favorite from this era, it's still enjoyable. Number 6, Tarzan. This film's biggest weakness is the songs just serve as narration. None of the characters sing, which makes sense because it wouldn't really work with this film, so they shouldn't have really had any songs at all. The Phil Collins songs don't really fit with the movie, and score alone probably would have worked much better and had more emotion. I think this film is pretty exciting and has a pretty good villain, but it's definitely at the tail end of the Renaissance films for a reason. Number 5, Mulan. The battle scenes in this movie are exciting, Eddie Murphy's hilarious, but honestly the only two good songs in this movie are Reflection and I'll Make a Man Out of You. This movie's pretty good, but it's kind of middle of the road. Number 4, Hercules. Great songs, hilarious villain, overall a very entertaining movie. However, the plot is so beat for beat Superman that it kind of distracts me. Number 3, Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is a surprisingly mature for a Disney movie, especially one that's rated G, with themes of lust and murder, for kids. This makes it a very uncomfortable movie. Though I guess a Pixar could have Cars 2 with gun violence and a car being tortured to death, and Toy Story 3 can have horror elements and have the toys almost burn alive in an incinerator and still get rated G. I guess this fits right in. The grand scale of this movie is amazing, and the opening scene is one of the most epic of any animated Disney movie. The songs elicit emotion out of me that not a lot of other Disney films do. There's a lot of emotion in this film, though what holds it back a little bit is the gargoyles. They kind of take me out of it. I don't think they work, especially because the rest of the film is so dark and is so mature. The gargoyles just kind of distract and kind of make you go, the tone is all over the place with that. Number 2, Aladdin. Robin Williams, everybody. Robin Williams is the best part of this movie. Also, it has a fun main character, great villain, really fun songs, the chase scenes are fun, and the humor is some of the best of any Disney animated movie. But coming at first place is The Lion King. Yeah, I know, I'm not breaking any new ground here. This is like saying Empire Strikes Back is your favorite Disney movie. This is the one everyone chooses. I get it. And the plot is just Hamlet with lions. But what makes this the best of all the films is it is epic. It is the most grand scale. Every shot of this film is huge. There is a lot of care put into every single frame of this film. It is beautiful. The voice acting is also the best out of all of these films, because you got Jeremy Irons as Scar, who has probably one of the best Disney villain songs of all time. You got James Earl Jones as Mufasa, one of the greatest voice actors of our time in this movie. Come on, I mean, the songs are probably the best out of all of these films. There isn't a single bad song in this entire movie. It really is one of the best Disney animated films ever made, so it comes in at number 1. So go ahead and share your ranking of the Disney Renaissance films, and I will see you in the next video.